Oh, that thing about the agent and everything. Um, Lucy Letby trials, aka Lucy de Oliveira. She was asking the same question last July in 2024. So yeah, I don't know what's happened there, but it's obviously, I think it's a signifier, isn't it? That it's weird. And then somebody else, I can't remember who said it on Twitter as well. They had looked at the Wayback Machine, or maybe it was a comment. Sorry if I can't remember. I could look it up, but somebody else said in a comment, wasn't it, that the last time he was there on that website was May of last year. What else was happening in May? I mean, they were building up for the trial, weren't they? Retrial. So maybe that's what kind of separated them in some way, and he's never got back there. God knows what it really means, but it means something. But really, I just thought as well, at that time, that's when the reports were coming out about Jed Mercurio doing this drama. Maybe none of it's important, but it's saying something about Jairam and how he's being viewed and what he feels his future is, and it's looking like it's not going to be in acting anymore, or in show business, or presenting, or all that kind of stuff. I keep saying to myself I'll have a few days off and I won't look at Twitter, but I did today again, and I've been going on a bit. Maybe I'm banging on too much. Maybe I have banged on too much, and am banging on too much about the Unherd thing. And yeah, I've had a bit of a to and fro, and it's been interesting. And I know other people have different views on it, and they want to hear, and they think it could be valuable for other people to hear. I made the point just now that, well, if that organisation, which is funded by an incredibly rich person, really wanted to do it, they wouldn't make it exclusive, and they wouldn't make it a ticketed event, would they? They would make it open to everybody. If they really wanted to convey and get the arguments out there, whether it's a troll or somebody who actually knows something about it. I still maintain calling it a trial is really distasteful and ghastly, and charging for it. And if they are paying those two goons, especially them, or anyone actually, anybody, I don't like that. That's just my personal feeling, and I'm not trying to convince or persuade anybody else to feel the way I do about anything. I'm not. I don't think that's the other thing I was thinking about. When you express your opinion, I've gone through a lot of my life, most of it, not expressing my opinion on things, just keeping it all to myself, and I'm making up for lost time now. But what I'm not doing, and certainly not saying it should be shut down or it shouldn't be allowed, and that's not my way of thinking at all. And so I made that clear. It's nothing to do with that. And I wouldn't have the power to, and I wouldn't want the power to, and there shouldn't be the power to. People should be able to say exactly what they want. And that's me continuing that process by saying I find it pretty ghastly and bad taste, and I don't like it, and it's just like, Snowden's bad enough, but then this troll as well is just, I just find it distasteful. Don't like it. That's all under the heading of opinion, isn't it? What it isn't is a directive, or there's no force behind it, and there never could be any force behind it, and I'd never want there to be. But it's just a viewpoint. I mean, that's what things like Twitter is for, isn't it? Unless I was much mistaken. It's about sharing opinions, and you express them. And sometimes, this is what I've been thinking when I was walking out to the shop there and back, was that when people don't like your opinion, or they disagree with it, and that's fair enough, it's absolutely fine, but it doesn't, I don't know. Sometimes I just wonder how opinions are received. I suppose they can be heard in different ways. Somebody made that point. Yeah, of course, that's the case. But then is the opinion maker, they're expressing their individual opinion. Does that mean they're trying to get other people to trying to, no, not necessarily, is it? Necessarily. If you express your opinion and like you get like everyone disagrees with you, that still doesn't necessarily mean you should abandon your opinion, does it? But it might make you want to think about it again, maybe more deeply. And on the flip side of it, if everyone agreed with you forcibly, that might make you want to revisit it and think, well, is there more to it, or should I rethink that again? I understand the point of view. Yeah, actually, absolutely. Give them. You could say, let Snowden and the other guy be seen to be what they are, very publicly. But then it's not. It's an exclusive event. But I wouldn't want to watch it anyway because I know what they're all about. I know what they're all about. They're not going to pull anything new out, and I know what their energy is because I've watched them over all this time, and I've read all their writing, and I've seen them, and I've watched them, and I know what it is. But other people do want to hear them and see them, and good luck to them. Well, I don't know about good luck good luck in the sense that that's a matter for them. If that floats your boat, or you think it's of value, or you do find value in it, and maybe they'll find value in what Adam King and David Rose says, and maybe they'll find it helpful, and that's fine, isn't it? That's absolutely fine. I don't think it would be anything new, but then I won't watch it, so I won't know whether it's anything new. So maybe, I think when you're in this business, like it's just expressing opinions, and it is emotional. I am emotionally driven with that kind of thing, and it is ad hominem about Snowden and the other goon. Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, I'm not pretending to be doing it from some kind of abstract, philosophical, distanced sort of way, some stoical way in which, or with some set of rules to say don't use an ad hominem. I don't see the need to avoid them at all with those people. They certainly don't want to avoid them when they're talking about Nurse Lucy Letby, do they? They're not shy about what they're saying about someone who's a victim. I see, as I said it before when I talked about Snowden and the trolls and other people, I see them as an extension and a continuation of the bullying that started in 2015, maybe slightly before 2015, and now we're in 2025, and there's still bastards up there queuing to do it, stick the boot in. So for me, that's how it's coloured. That's what colours it. And it's like I'm standing by my window now, or one of the windows, looking outside and seeing somebody being bullied out in the street, just watching it. And it's been going on for ages, and I wake up the next day and it's carrying on, and just watching it again and again and again, like for 10 years. And I'm just watching it, and I've got a view on that. Now the idea is, would you want to stop? You want to stop it? No, but I don't want to stop speech. Obviously not. But we certainly, at the very least, well, of course we are entitled to an opinion of dislike, disgust, disparagement, mockery, whatever we want, hatred. Yeah, in kind of it engenders a hatred, and I think I know that you can go too far, and it can become not good for you and everything, but I'm not one of these people that say, oh, you shouldn't be angry, you shouldn't feel hate. I think it's a natural human emotion. It's on a continuum with love on the other side, and some people say indifference is the opposite to love rather than hatred is, and there's all those kind of arguments. But I'm not trying to be someone who isn't emotionally involved. Of course, it's an emotional involvement. If there was no gut instinct, emotional involvement, you wouldn't. All these abstractions about that end up, codified as laws and very complex. They've started with like gut reactions of an emotional reaction, say this is wrong, we need to create a law about this, and then it becomes very potentially abstract in certain instances. But they're all founded on gut emotional reactions. about what's clearly wrong and what feels wrong. When you see it and what you can see, and it makes you feel something. You don't intellectualize it. If you walk down the road and someone's getting attacked, brutalized, by someone else, obviously like victimized, you don't intellectualize it. What you do straight away, do you not? It's just you feel something. You feel something about it, and so I would never make any apology, and I don't. Nobody's asking me to, but I'm just saying it. I'm just saying. Hashtag just saying that. Absolutely emotionally involved in this protracted, evil, vicious, wicked bullying and destruction of an individual, involved in that in terms of finding it horrendous, shocking, disgusting, vile. So when you get a character like Snowden and the other creep sidekick that he's bringing along, I despise them, and I don't have to pull back on that, and don't have to play nice. I don't want to play nice with people like that. I don't like them. Doesn't mean you're not going to do anything that is against the law. You're not going to say anything. You're not going to incite anything. Obviously not. No, that's something else. But it's just about expressing feelings based on values, actually. And when I see, as I've read hundreds and hundreds of tweets and seen that goon Snowden, and I know he's getting some sadistic pleasure by taunting people that are deeply emotionally concerned about this injustice, and he's enjoying it. I can tell by the quality of his responses. He's absolutely enjoying it and making money from it, and he'll be making more money from it when he does this thing. And just a thing about people say, well, you have to cover the cost of hiring a venue, but Unherd have got a purpose-built venue, and Unherd was set up by. I looked him up. I can't remember the guy's name. Not interested in his name really, but he's one of the biggest or the largest hedge fund manager or whatever it is, hedge funder, whatever you call these characters in Europe. So it's never a matter about money, but clearly it's a matter that they kind of want to make it exclusive in some way. I said on the Twitter, well, maybe Shuli's conference, they should have sold tickets for that and called that a trial. Why not call that an alternate trial? It's cheap what they're doing, calling it a trial, because there's nobody there with any, with any medical or scientific background, is there? There's nobody there. Well, who is there? Yeah, there's this lawyer guy, Adam King. Yeah, people said, yeah, he's done some good stuff about it, and that's fine. That's all fine, but it's not a trial, though, is it? I mean, calling it that is kind of. It's like a clickbait thing. I get it's like a clickbait thing. But it's in bad taste, in my view. And other people think, oh, that's interesting. I'll check it out and knock yourself out. And anybody who wants to do that, you can knock yourself out and just do it, innit? But I see it as part of the. I do see it as part of the almost like this theatre of cruelty, which the court, which the trial, both trials were in and of themselves, theatres of cruelty, with that sort of demonic Nicholas Johnson, vile torturer in chief character, theatres of cruelty. And this is not what this other one purports to be. We're just going to show what the different sides are and everything. But the presentation, the charging, the exclusivity, those couple of thickos, thug, bully, fucktards being invited. It's just cheap and tawdry. I think the word is tawdry. And that's just all my opinion. Don't need anybody else to agree with me, not asking in for anybody else to agree with me, not expecting, not needing, not wanting, not asking anybody to agree with that. People agree if they want to agree, don't they? Or they partially agree, or they disagree, or they vehemently disagree. And that's all up to the individual. But it's just got me thinking today about expressing opinions online. Sometimes the reaction is that people feel that you're trying to make them think differently, but you're not. You're expressing your opinion, and that is a distinction to be made, isn't it? And people can take it or leave it, or be indifferent to it, or never see it. So I was just interested in that in a general sense, about opinions and what they mean and how they're read, But anyway, I don't want to get too wanky about it. There's enough of that going on. Anyway, that's it. That's the video. That's the video. Take care. All the best.